Greetings and salutations. My name is Savannah and I want to go to medical school. There's a lot that goes into modern medical education, and going through the process got me thinking, how did medical education get to be such a strenuous activity? I've decided to go back in time to early America to find out. Here we go! All right, here we are in 1805. America is trying to find its footing, so to speak, and American doctors come from a wide span of socioeconomic classes and educational backgrounds. I found one such gentleman, George, who is willing to tell us a little bit about his medical education. Take it away, George!
Certainly, but you must explain this unfamiliar device to me. It appears to capture one's voice and then can play it back, but it looks like no musical instrument I've ever seen.
Yes, George, cell phones are marvels of technology. Could you tell us about your education?
Ah, yes. I completed my internship with the most prestigious doctor in town. For 3 years I assisted him where I could, kept his horses, and read his medical texts at night by candle. I learned how to bleed patients to the point of unconsciousness, and give them mercury to restore the balance of their humors. I was lucky that my mentor was interested in teaching me medicine, because that isn't guaranteed, you know. I went to the medical school formed and taught by 6 doctors in the next town over. The school consisted of a set curriculum lasting 3 months, and I repeated it during the next year, as all students do. I learned all the essential knowledge to be a physician, like Latin and existential philosophy.
Interesting. Do you think you want to be a surgeon, George?
Surgery? Oh, heavens, no. Surgery requires manual labor, you see, and is quite beneath my standing as a proper physician. That would be like me dispensing drugs. Ha! Preposterous.
I see. Well, thanks, George. Let's fast forward a bit in time to America in 1910. I found another young doctor willing to speak to us about medical education. It's a tumultuous time. Tell us about it, Henry.
We are in the midst of an educational reform, the likes of which America has never seen. Medical school requirements are getting more and more stringent. Medical schools are requiring high school diplomas, more than doubling the number of months required in the academic year, requiring 3 years of education instead of 2, and incorporating labs in physiology, chemistry, histology, and pathological anatomy. Huh! Some are moving to require 1 or 2 years of prior college experience before coming to medical school. The most radical model of them all is that of Johns Hopkins Medical School, which requires that all students come in with a bachelor's degree. Their students complete 4 years of school, 2 in basic sciences, and 2 in hospital wards. They care for a handful of patients under stringent supervision. Their professors were all recruited specifically to the school for their research focus, and after the students graduate and complete their standard 1-year internship, they stay for extended internships in a specialized field, which they're calling residencies. How novel!
Novel indeed. What is this bulletin number 4 everyone is talking about?
Ah, Flexner's report. Bulletin number 4 exposes the lies that some medical schools spread about having advanced facilities when in reality they don't. Muckraking journalism is all the rage right now, you know. Flexner's report also highlights the medical schools that are doing excellent work, the Class A schools. My medical school is Class A, you know.
I'm sure it is. Thank you, Henry. As we head back to the present, let me give you an update on how medical education has turned out. Johns Hopkins's model became standard and is used in all American medical schools today, with perhaps slight variations per school. Flexner's Bulletin number 4 preceded the closing of many medical schools, to the point at which the quality of the average doctor rose, but the overall number of doctors fell. As a result, physicians migrated to the wealthy in urban areas, leading to an increase in the quality of medical care provided to the urban wealthy. But the poor and more rural areas that used to depend on country doctors of low educational quality suffered because such doctors were no longer being churned out from schools, so the poor and rural Americans often had to do without. The American Medical Association also gained power and prestige associated with Flexner's Bulletin No. 4, and they are still a prominent force in American medicine today. Anyways, I'll leave you with a thought question to help further your own education. What do you think are the implications of having a physician-run entity like the American Medical Association in a position of power within healthcare education, practice, and policymaking?